Okay, it is a Friday morning. I don't know where the time goes by fast. I got another holiday coming up in a week or so. Yes, sir. I'm going to take some more time off. 21 years, all that time I didn't take off. Man, I'm going to take. If they even give me 2 hours off, I'm taking it. And you know, Joe, I didn't really realize. I hate to admit this. I didn't realize. We got a 401k thing here, and I never put no money in it because I thought it was for rich people. I thought 401k was for people with money. Not me. If I just had put $20 in the thing every payday, I'd have been all right. I thought it was people. I thought it was for people who are in management. They never explained the 401k to me. I mean, I'm a smart guy, but I ain't never had no money, so I didn't know what that means.
Yeah, 401k is not memory in the computer. You're a computer guy.
Yeah, I know.
That's not what a 401k is.
I know now. It's not. Anyway, let's take a call right quick. Joey Jr., and you also, aren't you on the Democratic something in the county? Aren't you the...
I'm chairman of the Montgomery County Democratic Conference and also on the State Democratic Executive Committee.
Okay, and I heard the other day there was an article in the paper about your organization, about y'all didn't want the LGBTQ and all them folks in there having a place at the table. Now, I found that to be ironic since y'all want them at the table every other time.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh, okay.
First, that's wrong.
Okay. Well, explain that to me, why they're arguing with you guys about not getting a place on a caucus or something like that. Tell me what that's all about.
Well, I think the chair of the party has probably explained that better than I could.
And who's the chair?
Randy Kelly is the chairman of the Democratic Party, but that doesn't exist. It's not accurate. There are people from the LGBT community already on the State Democratic Executive Committee elected. So you can't no one's been gotten rid of. People already there. So that's just a talking point for some people to discredit the current administration.
So should we sue the newspaper then for putting that in there?
Well, it's not given. It's what happens in most cases where people don't have all of the facts as to what's actually going on. There are, nuances of caucuses versus committees.
So you are part of the policy-making apparatus of the Democratic Party.
The policy-making of the Democratic Party.
Just accept it.
Because it's not a completely, if I answer it yes, would not be completely accurate. So I would say the policy really comes from the national party level. That's really where it comes. Which is where we get all messed up. Well, this is true. I mean, that's really who, once it dictates policy, I mean, that's kind of where your platforms come through, things of that nature. But, I mean, the Alabama Democratic Party certainly is consistent with that. But there may be some nuanced differences depending on what the local flavor is or whatever is needed in that state. So it may change a little bit.
Let me take a... good morning, on there.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
And
good morning.
Attorney Reese.
Morning.
Reese.
You got whatever that you got in the background. Turn it down for me because it just killing us up here.
It bothers you, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. How about that?
All right. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, brother attorney.
Good morning.
Reed. Yeah. Kevin, let me say this first because I was holding on. See, let me say this. I knew Mal Perkins way, I think before I knew Stevens. I knew Mal Stevens Reed, but I knew Perkins. We worked together a long time ago. I'm an old coon. I heard Brother Reed yesterday, all the great things that he have brought into this city, and people don't know what he have done. He was interviewing the girl. It was so many $1 billion, and it might have been $1 billion, but they brought over 2,000 jobs, all kind of money. But let me say this to you, Kevin, and to your listening audience, especially this group here. Those two people, now you hear me here, this is what I'm thinking, and y'all run tell this. Those are the two real Democratic males. You don't know any other around in this area that are two Democrats.
Now you got that right.
Yes, as he said, that's why they can go to Washington, D.C. and get money from a Democrat president and bring back into this city. Now, because he bring money back in here, and you're an elected official, which you were talking about Archie Graham. Don't nobody want to get rid of Archie Graham, but her and a lot of the other not doing what they supposed to do with the money. I've been complaining for years about these grass growing up in these ditches. They make me cut. This road out here need fixing. They won't fix that. That's why we want to get rid of her, because she's not doing her job. And if she's not a Democrat, she's a Republican. We don't need no Republican. Mal Foreman said when Joe Jr. there was on, when his dad rode, Mal Foreman told the white people, y'all send me somebody down here to work with me because you had some of the older whites were going to vote with them.
Okay, I can't go all the way back to all that. Now, I got other people on the call.
Let me finish.
Well, I gave you 3 minutes already.
People voted those guys, and I'm pretty sure he knew about it. He may not want to get into it. Yeah. They voted. So what's wrong with black folks voting with black folks, want black folks? What's wrong with this mayor having the people down there and everybody that think like him are down on the board?
And again, I said that, and I appreciate it. And
you have to just say, if everybody's thinking, nobody's thinking. Come on, man.
I said, if everybody's thinking alike, nobody's thinking. But that's what I said.
I'm going to get off. Let me finish.
Well, I got to let you go. I've been here on 4 minutes already. I said anybody in public office, whether it's in any office, you want people to think like you like them to think. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. But however, if somebody doesn't say something different, you'll never know the possibilities. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
I wanted to ask Attorney Reed, have they notified you all for the legislature when the exact date in July that they're going to redraw the map, or have the hearing for the public to come, and what room they're going to meet in?
Well, thank you. I don't have the answer to that because I'm not in the legislature, but I can kind of ballpark it probably for you. I think the governor's going to call the legislature into special session in July. And
I know it's supposed to be that.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
We got that.
Right.
We got that much, but I'm saying by you all being the party itself or have a relationship with the Jordan of the first time, they should have listened. Look like somebody would notify the people that were involved in the case exact dates by now, because August 22nd is going to be an election.
Well, okay, I think we're confusing a little two things. August 22nd is the municipal election. I'm assuming we're talking about, we're talking about the city, we're talking about the state redrawing of the congressional districts, because that's two different things. The city elections are Tuesday, August the 22nd. That's when that election is. Now, put a period behind that. As far as the congressional district that the Supreme Court says that the state of Alabama has to draw, the state legislature is responsible for drawing districts. So the governor is going to call the legislature into session for the primary purpose, I'm going to say, of drawing whatever that district is going to look like. Now, if that district, there'll be one plan submitted, but I'm sure there'll be multiple plans submitted. Anybody can submit a plan for the legislature's consideration. The Alabama Democratic Conference will certainly submit a plan at some point. Who will carry that, I don't know yet, but that'll happen. I'm sure the legislature will assign somebody itself to probably redo that, and there could be a third or a fourth one. We just don't know yet. And once those plans are considered, the legislature will vote on those, and at that point, someone may look at that and say it either satisfies what the Supreme Court says ought to happen, or they will not. And if it does not, there's likely that the plan will go back into court where the 3-judge panel will decide at that point. But they're just two different things.
And that's the reason I was saying, look like there should be a process that is sped up, because 2024 is coming soon for the national.
Yes, ma'am, and they're doing that. That's why the governor is calling the legislature in a few weeks, so they can do that. But that'll still give us enough time to open qualifying, and because qualified isn't until the primary is until next spring, so that'll give us plenty of time to do that.
All right. Hey, appreciate it. Let me ask you a question there. Since we talk about the Democratic Party thing here, the last election, there was a issue with me and a lot of other 14,000 other voters. Your party decided. I actually voted Democrat this time because I wanted to get Mr. Morgan, who was on the ballot for a judgeship here in Montgomery. Sabrina Martin, who you guys threw off, for whatever reason. You threw her off. And along with throwing her off, you guys put 14,000 votes in the trash. That party did that.
Oh, Kevin.
So, I mean, it is. They did. They took my vote and put it in the trash. Now, I talked to John Merrill, who at the time was Secretary of State, who said, well, the party has a right to do that. So I asked the question, if I come down to the Election Bureau and take 14,000 votes and put them in the trash, I'd go to jail. How is it that you guys took 14,000 votes, mine and many other people, and put them in the trash and put somebody on the ballot who did not run for that job? She may be a fine person, but she did not run. She got voted in by default because you guys put her name on there. And knowing black folks, we gonna vote Democrat, straight ticket, plain as are. So she gets the win by default. Explain that to me, how my vote got through in the trash.
Kevin, that's not what happened. It is not. No one trashed any votes, because you're gonna give people the idea that votes were actually thrown in the trash can.
Where were they? Where'd they go?
When people run for, let me see if I can explain it this way. When people run for office, and if there is a disqualification for whatever the reason is, it could be because someone didn't fill out a qualifying form.
Whatever, I get that.
It could be someone. So that candidacy is null and void. Okay, it's null and void.
So you null and void my vote too.
Well,
you do.
No,
that's what you did.
It's not. It's what the candidate does.
Okay.
No. So the candidate, if the candidate is not qualified to run,
y'all should have knew that before it started.
Well,
y'all should have knew that before it started. That's a bunch of crap. First of all, Morgan, the guy on the ballot, who was on the ballot, paid his money on the ballot. You threw him off.
No,
you did. You took my vote that I voted for him. He was the second guy. There's only 2 people on the ballot. And y'all decided to go get somebody from Birmingham and bring them down here and put them on the ballot without the benefit of our inspection.
Here, the inspection is going to be the general election.
Oh, there we go.
I'm just telling you.
Listen, my name ain't Joe Donut Head here. They ain't no hole in the top of my head. Y'all threw 14,000 votes in the garbage.
Kevin, the Democratic Party has not only a responsibility, but it also has the option.
Oh, that option thing. Well, then tell me about it. That ain't in the Constitution.
But it's in the party bylaw.
Okay,
it doesn't have to be. It's in the party bylaw.
Oh, it's the option.
It's always an option of the party to decide who represents it.
So let me ask you a question then, my brother. And listen, now I know you're not going to answer this question the way it's supposed to be answered, but I'm going to ask the question anyway.
Okay.
So according to you, what you just said,
the party. No.
The party is not for the people that vote. Wow. The party is for the individuals that belong to the party.
And I guess my parents didn't love me when I was spanked. They hated me because they spanked.
No. You're telling me that you take the option to throw our votes away because Morgan got the second up, was on the ballot, number 2 on a ballot of 2 people. Why in the hell did we not let that guy get the job?
Well, the committee, and I wasn't on it.
Hold on,
I'm going to explain it. Mm-hmm. There was a committee put together by the chair of the Democratic Party then, which was Chris England.
Okay.
To look at a complaint that was filed against Sabrina Martin.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Morgan was the attorney, I think, on that complaint, or he filed himself. I can't remember which one happened.
Right.
Okay. So I think he did. I can't remember what happened, but anyway, that happened. And once that committee got together, that committee took evidence. Now, again, I wasn't there.
I ain't mad about the evidence.
Right, so I can't say what they did or didn't do. What they found was the issue were the qualifications of Ms. Martin because of her conduct, okay, and some findings that have been found against her.
Yeah, she's not even the issue. The issue is that you had, wait a minute, when you had 2 people on the ballot, you had 2 people on the ballot. I know, I've heard the story. Okay, I've heard the story. The bottom line is that y'all took 14,000 votes and put them in the trash and brought somebody who didn't run and put them on the ballot for us to vote for. That's what you did.
Kevin.
Let me take this call right quick so you because that's what y'all did.
At some point you're going to let me finish.
Yeah. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes.
Is y'all still talking about the press conference with the mayor and the 2 mayors yesterday?
Well, we're not still talking. You ain't listening, brother.
He's tired of listening to you.
Oh, tired of listening to me? Wait, what you got?
So I know y'all talking about the election and stuff.
Mm-hmm. What's on your mind?
It's about that. It's a good thing, you know, that the two mayors getting together like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then, you know, I'm glad that the mayors of Selma said, you know, they got to stop.
Yeah. I think everybody agrees.
I do the stop. I be on the stop the violence marches sometime,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the neighborhoods, you know, some people came up to me, and the young kids was like, you know, only thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted is a chance, you know, and if they could, you know, they could get a job, you know, they could, you know, some of these folks just want, you know, jobs that, you know,
right.
they get a chance.
Okay.
And then, you know, I think if we could try to, you know.
But how does going around shooting people get you a job?
Well, you know, it's not everybody. You know,
okay.
You know,
That's true.
some of them. It's not everybody. That's what I'm saying. Some of the people that's not doing it is young, but you know, they need chances. And then you know, they just in the situation. But you know, if folks give them a chance to get out of the situation, you know, I think you know these.
Yeah, you got an interesting point. I got to go to a break, but I hear you. I hear what you're saying. And according to them yesterday, they're going to have more of these discussions with the public, and you're going to be part of that public. So I want you to show up at the one. Do you live in Selma or you live in Montgomery? I guess he ain't there. Anyway, when I come back, I'm going to allow Mr. Reed here, Joe Reed, not Junior, but we call him a Junior. We're going to explain to me what happened to 14,000 votes in the Sabrina Martin and Fernando Morgan's thing, because they didn't count them. So I'm going to shut up and let him try to explain to me my vote along with 13,399 people. 13,999 other people who voted, whose votes didn't get counted. Well, so I'm gonna shut up. When I come back, I'm gonna let him explain that. And if you guys are okay with his explanation, then we'll move on, and I'll just say, hey, sorry about that. But the last time I checked, if you don't count something, you throw it away. But we'll be back after this.
Weather forecast on News Radio 1440. Sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com.
1440.
Nobody knew that.
Okay, then. Now, again, y'all give me a minute here, because I'm gonna let Mr. Esquire here explain to me that 14,000 votes that were given to there were 7,000 given to Fernando, and the other 7,000 that were given to Sabrina Martin. I understand that. So you would normally, in America, the second place guy, if the first place guy gets bounced, then the second place guy automatically gets the call. But the Democrats think otherwise. So explain to me what happened to at least the 7,000 votes that went for Fernando Morgan if they didn't go in the garbage can, and I'll give you 5 minutes here to explain that.
Well, Kevin, I like correcting when you're wrong. I usually start off with the facts, and you're wrong on your facts. It wasn't 7,000 votes. It was 4, but that's not the issue. Rules govern everything that the party does, the party bylaws to decide what happens. And if there is when you sign up to run as a Democrat, you sign up to say you're qualified, number one, to run for that position. Okay, it's the first thing on your form, that you are qualified to hold the position for which you seek. Even at the time Ms. Martin decided she was going to run, she was not for circuit judge. She was not qualified for that position.
And you guys didn't know that?
Nobody knew that. I mean,
okay.
Again, like I said, I'm
not. She ran for a year.
No one can stop anybody from campaigning. Okay. That's what she did.
Okay.
All right, but when you sign the form, you say that. Now, as time went on, certain things in her background came out, particularly her treatment of children and some orders that came out of another state. Once that primary election was over, challenges can be filed, and a challenge was filed to her qualifications, and many charges were levied. One being she wasn't qualified in the first time, but two, there's some other things that were inconsistent with the party values. Okay, and one of those things was the treatment of children. Okay, and her own personal children, some things that came out. But again, the committee heard all that. But let me get to the point.
Well, let me I won't bug you anymore. So there were some issues with the treatment of children.
Sure.
With a party who believes in abortion.
Put a pin in that. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you why. I'm trying to answer your question.
All right, go right ahead.
You're very good at what you do.
Yeah, I'm good.
When that challenge was heard by the committee made the decision that her candidacy did not meet the qualifications and the values that the party set forth. So they declared a vacancy. So when a vacancy is declared, okay, and the party can do that. In fact, the Republican Party can do it. All these parties can do that. And this is not something that hasn't happened in the Republican Party. When you run on a party banner, it is their banner you're running under. You don't have to run on a party. You can run as independent. Do what you want to do. But if you're going to run as a Democrat or Republican, there's certain things you agree to. And when I say you agree to, one, abide by their bylaws, and to do whatever else they say you got to do. Now, that being said, once that vacancy was declared, it is the job, according to the bylaws, of the State Democratic Executive Committee to fill that vacancy after call. That's their job. And so anybody could.
So why couldn't you guys keep the guy that was already on there?
He did submit his name for consideration.
Why did he have to submit his name when he ran for the job and he got the second most votes? Because
there is nothing in the bylaws that says second place is going to be the nominee if something happens to the nominee. If that were the case, we wouldn't be having this discussion.
Would I be irrational to assume that if something happened to the first place person that I would automatically, is that an unreasonable line of logic?
It's not unreasonable, put a period behind, it's not unreasonable, but it's not true.
We know that now.
Right, so it's an assumption.
Okay.
But that doesn't make it a rule. So you always have to check what the bylaws say.
I'm with you.
And so the bylaws, again, Chris England was the chair at that particular point in time. Chris England appointed the committee. The committee made that decision. But from what I observed, they followed the bylaws to the letter.
Okay.
And once that vacancy was declared,
but they could have allowed him to become judge, since he was the only person on that ballot that got any additional votes when Martin was taken off. They could have let him take the job.
They could have, but in the process of that hearing, from what I understand, again, I wasn't there, from what I have heard, and I'm going to emphasize the word heard, that there were issues about his candidacy that came up by Miss Martin.
There's issues about anybody who runs.
I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is that came up. Now, how that may have impacted how the SDEC voted, I don't know.
Okay. So let me ask you one question, then we'll move on to other things. The party bylaws,
sure,
the party SOPs are not for me as a voter. They are for the members of the party. Is that a correct statement?
No. It's not for them. It's not. It's just how the party organizes itself.
It's for the party and not me, the voter. All of those. Where this is going. Yeah, I know. You know where I'm going. All of those laws, your bylaws, and your decision-making process has nothing to do with me, the voter. Only for the legitimate members of the Democratic Party as well as the Republican Party.
No, that's not true.
We miscommunicate here because I was not asked if I wanted to throw Morgan off because I'm not part of the party.
No, it's not that you're part of the party. The State Democratic Executive.
Well, whoever it
is. We don't have a true what we call a democracy here. We have a representative.
We surely don't.
That's what we've got.
Yeah,
so in other words, the actual. If that were the case, we wouldn't have the Electoral College. This were a true democracy. It'd just be one person, one vote. Whoever gets the most
but the party, though, they make rules for members of the party.
No, the party, not from when I say the party makes rules for the party. Hold on, for the party itself.
Exactly.
And from how that is going to govern. But it's not enforced or not enforced depending on who you are. Okay, so it doesn't exclude Kevin. If Kevin Elkins decides he's going to run as a Democrat,
right?
If that's what he does, then fine, so be it.
But I'm governed by by those rules. So regardless of what the civilians think, me as a voter thinks it's irrelevant, as it was shown to me, because you guys decided to bring somebody else in who wasn't voted for by anybody before on that ballot, and she just won by default. Well, so wait a minute. The party rules are for members of the party.
No, it's not for. It's not for.
Well,
no, it's not for members of the party. You're making it like there's a membership of the Democratic Party.
There is a membership.
There are qualifications. If you want to qualify.
I ain't talking about the guy that's running. I'm talking about the people who make the rules are the members of the party, paying members of the party.
I'll say yes to that.
I know you say yes. You're trying to work all around it. But when you guys make rules, it is not for the guy. It is not for me. Nobody. If I vote Democrat, all I'm doing is free labor. I'm giving you a vote, but you're going to determine whether my vote is worthy or not, like you guys did, and took my vote and put it in trash.
No, Kevin, that's a mischaracterization. That's not how. That's not how.
So it's kind of like walking in a room when the dog just pooped on the floor and said, "Boy, that's sure the ugly looking flower." Let me go to the phone. Good morning, on there.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kudos to Senior Joe Reed. He trained his children well.
Politically, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, he trained them well, and that's what they do. So, and
what
we
they
need
do.
people like that. But Kevin, watch this. He's tried to explain to you. That's why I like Mr. A. There's nothing absolute but God.
Mm-hmm.
You said that there's no number 10, right? Now, you invite people on that's supposed to know what they talking about.
Supposed to.
And then you try to know more than them.
No, some people just are evasive.
Everybody had rules. And he's been trying to say to you, everybody has rules. Now, you don't have to be a part of the Democratic Party.
I don't have a problem.
You don't have to run on the Democratic Party.
And I hear you. But what
listen, Kevin.
Wait. Let me explain what I'm saying one more time. I understand the elementary procedure. I understand. What I'm telling you is that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party has nothing to care about when it comes to the voter. All the rules they make are for the people who belong to that party. That's what I'm telling you.
See, now I like the other guy, Fernando. What's his name?
Fernando Morgan.
He was good, but Orlando. But then again, they said, and by you talking like you talking, it was said that he was Republican. So, and the way you defending it rather than the rules. See, there are rules. When you join, you say that you're going to be a part of the rules. And you just can't come in an organization, run under that banner, and do what you want to do. You submit to the rules.
So why didn't they find all of this out before the election?
He knew it, or should have known it before he joined the Democratic Party.
So the remedy. Wait a minute. The remedy was not to put. The remedy was not to put somebody else on have another election. The remedy was to get rid of the guy who got the second most votes.
I can't change the rule in your house.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay.
When I come into your house, Kevin, I know the rules.
Listen.
Now, I got a choice. I can either come in your house,
right,
or go next door and build my own house.
Okay.
Now, if I build my own
there's
house,
only one question that I just want answered. What happened to the votes?
Right quick.
What happened to the votes?
14:38 says that if a man be ignorant, let him be ignorant.
Well, then I'll accept that moniker today. I'm ignorant. See you later. Again, I just want to know what happened to what you call 4,000 votes. What happened to the votes for Fernando Morgan?
Kevin, they were not. Once he lost. So it's what happens when anybody. Hold on.
Wait, he didn't lose.
You don't get to carry. You don't get to carry votes in an election. All right. Like when you lose it, when you played 21 when you were a kid, basketball 21.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And somebody wins the game. Somebody hits 21.
Right.
And you weren't a good basketball player, so you got about 6 points.
Yeah.
That's about what you got.
Yeah. I beat Obama.
Right? When the next
I beat Obama in Hawaii.
When the next game of 21 happens, Kevin, you don't get to carry those 6 points you got in the first game. Hold on. You don't get to do it.
So what happened to my votes?
Those votes were where everybody's second place votes are. They're counted because that's what you got, but it didn't result in the victory. So that Miss Martin was the nominee,
but she was dismissed.
Hang on. Both parties are always in charge of who their nominees
are. Okay, so exactly, and that's what I'm trying to, and that's the point I've been trying to get to. This has got nothing to do with us, the voter. It's got something to do with the party.
Let me be clear. Let me say this.
Yeah, let's be clear about that.
Yeah. One, I Joe M. Reed,
Joe M.
did not take anybody off of any committee and didn't throw away any votes because I don't have that kind of authority. Okay.
Well, who does?
That did not happen the way you're saying.
Oh, not the way I say it, but it did happen.
No, it didn't happen because, like I said, I didn't do anything. Once someone, so we can be clear about this, then we can move on to something else.
Yeah.
When someone runs, all right, in a primary and wins that primary, it's still subject to the party's ultimate approval. For instance,
I don't have no problem with that.
Okay,
so just let's tell it, it's the party. It's not the voter.
Right.
We don't matter.
No, it's not true.
It is true. You took my vote and put it in the garbage. You took it. You took 4,000 votes, and you tell me you don't matter, even though we got rid of the person that run first place.
No, and I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a thing called a general election, to which anybody can run in. Okay? So if any of those individuals wanted to run, you could have voted, because that's a primary. It's not the general. So the primary didn't control that.
I got you, brother. I got you.
Okay?
Yeah, stick it to me. Yeah, stick it to me. Let's take a break, and we'll go on to something else, because I'm right. They just can't admit it publicly because they screwed us. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by AC by Luquire. AC by Luquire is celebrating 40 years of comfort. They've proudly serviced the river.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, I'm going to go to the phone right quick. People want to talk to our good friend Joe Reed. I'm going to leave that stuff alone. We're done.
Come back and talk about
another day, because y'all full of crap up there. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, Dennis C. Layton. What's going on, Kevin?
I don't know. You called me?
I was greeting you, but since you want to put it like that, we all know that you do anything and everything to please the racists in this country because you want to act like it doesn't exist. But anyway, I called to ask the attorney something.
Okay.
A person who is poor, if police make up lies about that person, and they have the proof through body cam and dash cam, but aren't allowed to show it in first court, and they can't afford an attorney, where's the help at for this? Or is there no help for them and they just want to go to jail illegally?
Okay, let me say this. First, anyone who is charged with a crime, the Constitution guarantees them legal counsel. And in securing counsel, one of the duties of the lawyer is what we call to discover information that can acquit or that can be helpful to that person's defense. And so the lawyer can ask the police to turn over that information, and the police will turn it over to them if it exists. They have to. If they have information and don't do it, then those charges ultimately could be thrown out. That's the short answer to it.
I understand what you're saying. However, the video dash cam body cam was already gotten by the client, myself personally, and other people I know of. But what I'm saying is that the court-appointed attorney in the court, they call it a kangaroo court system or whatever. But the thing is, judge's gonna find you guilty anyway.
Well, that's not true. I mean, it's just not true.
I got proof of it. I got proof of it. I got proof of it.
Judges, I can speak for practicing in Montgomery for over 25 years, that if there is evidence that can help a person's defense and shows that they are innocent, I don't know a judge in Montgomery County who's simply going to look at that and not consider it. I don't know.
Okay, I understand. Well, that's Montgomery County, but Judge Hayes did it a lot. I was in that court a bunch of times with Judge Hayes, and I was found guilty of stuff I wasn't guilty of. When I wasn't speeding and things of that nature. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can't speak for him in city court. I just can't do that.
Well, I can only speak to what I've been through, but my bottom line is this right here. I went through some phases of stuff where the body cam shows that I didn't try to hurt anybody.
But we can't go to your individual case right now on the air. But you can call them.
I'm talking about my individual case.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have time for that. You know, so.
You don't ever have time for the truth.
Well, truth is a relevant term. Yeah. Hey, wait a minute.
Well, keep on pleasing them, Kevin.
Okay, I'll do exactly that. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Kevin.
Yes.
Mr. Reed.
Yes, sir.
I just want to let you know, appreciate you.
Thank you.
You, whatever you do, I don't know your job description. It sounds like you're a lawyer, but you know your job. You don't allow nobody to talk you out of your job. You did a great job on the earlier segment with old Kevin, with where his vote. I just had to go back to that because those are the type people we need. Down at that city council, they told me on the 3 branches of government, on the legislative part, each one of those 9 votes in those districts, it only counts for 1 vote.
That's right.
That tells me 2/3 of the city council, for any money to move or policies to change, 2/3 of those people have to move to one side. And it's all about sales. And it's obvious we're putting people in place down at the city council that's not good at selling. You got one side can sell the east side of Montgomery, but we got nobody that can sell the west side of Montgomery. And it breaks down to what is the job description down there that those people go by to sell their colleagues on coming one way or the other. Because it is not making any sense. And the way you broke Kevin down this morning, kudos.
Thank you.
Because first of all, sir, you went and you fact checked. You went in because Kevin been throwing them 14,000 votes been thrown away down to 7 to 6.
Well, listen.
Then you broke it down to 4,000.
Wait, the only vote I'm really concerned about was that one vote of mine.
I know, Kevin. But for the last year and a half, you were talking about this subject, you used 14,000.
Well, that was the total. That was the total.
I know it.
Yeah.
But when it broke down, look at how Mr. Reed broke it
now,
down.
I don't know if Mr. Reed's information is totally correct.
Come on. Okay. Kevin, I bet you his is closer than yours.
But I'll let you know Monday whether or not he's right or not. Okay.
I enjoy your show, sir. But thank you. Thank you, Dr. Reed.
See, y'all think because a lawyer says it, that makes it automatically true. Okay, so I ain't calling the man a liar because, he make more money than I got. But I'm just saying, just because he said it, don't make it like.
I'm ballparking when I say 4. It was, I think, 90. It was, exactly. It was a little shade over 9,000 for Ms. Martin and something over 4,000 for Mr. Morgan.
And over 4,000 would be 7.
And all they had to do, if you were worried about your vote, which what you were worried about, again, I'm going to come back and say this.
Yeah.
I wasn't on the committee. I didn't put the committee together, and I didn't make the decision not to disqualify Ms. Martin. That didn't come from me. It didn't come from anybody.
But again, the party does things that helps the party and not me, the voter.
Well, that's not true. That's not true the way you're saying.
The way I'm saying it.
It's the way you're saying it. And what you're saying, you think you've been disenfranchised. And what I'm saying what I'm saying is that if people who voted for Mr. Morgan wanted to vote for him in the general election, which he still had a chance to be on that ballot, then all 4,000 people, if he wants to...
But you know and I know the time frame to turn around, he didn't have enough time to get on that ballot. I mean, you know that, I know that. And the machine that you got, when you guys want to run over somebody, my Lord, it's like a semi-truck going over a Volkswagen. Come on, man.
It's not me. It's not me. I'm one person.
Y'all got the machine down there.
It's not me. The party.
Good morning. You're on air. Yeah. Good morning.
Call me Reed before I talk.
Okay, there. Okay.
Look, you see, Kevin has my Agent Orange acting up here.
Anyway, well, listen, I am sure glad you came back. I've been wanting to talk to a high muckety muck in the Democratic thing. Anyway, I was going to talk to your dad, but I know he'd have wrapped me around the finger more than you did. And so we'll just
make you come cut the grass.
Listen, I will always feel that you guys screwed me. I would always feel that we've been to countries where we helped other people votes count, and then to come back to my own country and not have mine count because of a party SOP, because of a party law. I'm just telling you, that's not American. Every vote should count, but you guys didn't do that.
Now let's get rid of the Electoral College.
The Electoral College is there because some states are bigger than others.
No, that's not what you just said. And see, now I'm going to jump on you. And that's not what you said.
No,
you said
that's Constitution.
Hold on. You said no. You said everybody vote ought to count. You said everybody ought to count.
Except in the presidential election.
Oh, now we got that.
The president, contrary to popular belief, people actually think they vote for the president, and we don't. But I ain't gonna. We ain't gonna have that classes.
No, we're gonna right. We'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do it another time. But again, going to other places, make sure people have the right to vote, and I come back here. Come back here, I vote, but you throw my vote in the garbage.
No.
But you did.
That's Kevin. That is not true. I know you're upset about it because your candidate of choice didn't win.
Wait. Who is the head of the Democratic Party in Alabama right now?
Randy Kelly.
Tell him to get up here. Okay, we need to talk. Okay.
I will pass that word.
Now, if he can convince me that they didn't screw me, then I'll pay to belong to the Democratic Party.
Let me tell you who you ought to talk to. No, because Randy Kelly was not the chair at the time.
Oh.
You need to talk to the former chair, Chris England, who's a representative from Tuscaloosa. That's who you need to talk to.
Oh.
He was the chair of the party when that happened. When you say you were messed up.
Is it a black guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Chris England, Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
Smart, able lawyer.
Okay,
smart
I'll call
guy.
him. Well, he violated the Constitution as far as I'm concerned. Okay, he violated.
Nah, he didn't do that.
Yeah, in my mind. I said in my mind.
I know, Ken, but in your mind, you should have been prom king.
Well, I should have been able to go. I should have been able to go out with a queen. Anyway, the girl I was going to do prom with, I came up to her house, picked her up. She was getting in the car with another brother.
Right.
I've been pissed off ever since.
It was a powder blue suit and the ruffles.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot, Joe. We appreciate it.
I'll see you soon.
Now, your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning. I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Friday. New details on a fatal workplace